Hi everyone, welcome. FPL Matchday here, and this is my UEFA Champions League Matchday 9 team selection. It includes my transfers as well. We are back for the Champions League quarterfinals, first leg. So I'll run through some of the changes for these first legs, and then we've obviously got a separate match week 10, which will be next week for the second legs. But this is match week 9, so it's the first legs of the quarterfinals. Can't believe we've got this far already. It's been a great game again this season. Please, if you can like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, and get all of your comments in. Let me know your thoughts on your transfers for the first legs. If you've got any questions, any problems for your team, not sure who to bring in or strategy, or you've got any chips left, let me know in the comments. Let me know what you think on my transfers. I will share the screen shortly and go through my team, including the transfers, but I'll run through a couple of quick pointers before going through that, just to give you all some help for this match week. Also, just want to say I am have been sick over the last few days, so I just wanted to just give everyone a pre-warning in case I'm not quite sounding my usual self. But let's go through the rules. So you can have an extra player per team. So you can have up to 5 players in your lineup from the same team. Me, for example, I had 4 Napoli players in the round of 16. I can now have an extra Napoli player. So, if there's a team that you're backing to go through, you can now pick up to 5 players from that team. You also get 5 transfers. So, for example, I had 3 players that were knocked out in the round of 16. They're now not available in the game. They're out of the game. So I've got 5 transfers. I can obviously remove all 3 of those, and I've got a couple of extra transfers as well if I need to. Then for the second legs, you get another 3 transfers, but that will be a separate match week, which will be match week 10. So that's all of the housekeeping for now. All the other rules are the same. You can have your captain on night 1, a captain on night 2. You can change your captains again for the following match week, because match week 9, which is the second legs, is a separate match week. So that is all the housekeeping. Let's go straight into my team, where I'm going to go through with the start with my strikers to show you who I've got up front, my captain thoughts as well. So let's share the screen here, and we'll go with my 2 strikers, and pretty straightforward. Erling Haaland, who plays against Bayern Munich at home on night 1. He is in there, of course, and remains in my team. Osimhen is next to him for Napoli. He has got a little bit of a niggle at the moment. He's back doing his own conditioning and his gym work, according to Spalletti at Napoli. So that is promising. But look, part of my strategy for my transfers, which I'll go through my transfers, is from the 5 transfers, I've used 4. I want to keep a spare one just in case we get news before the deadline this week that sort of mentions that Osimhen might not be fit to play. But I think he'll be okay. He's in there. Let's also not forget with Napoli, they play Milan, who they did lose 4-0 at home to only a few weeks ago. So you'll see in my team, I've heavily backed Napoli, but Milan could have some options in there. There's the likes of Leo up front. He could come in as an Osimhen replacement. So there's definitely that. And you also get those extra transfers in match week 10 if Osimhen is fit. So that's going to be an interesting one. So keep an eye on that. So let's scroll down into my midfield. And obviously, as you see my strikers there, I've got the captain's armband on Haaland. I'll go through some captain strategies once I revealed my full team. And then in midfield, I've got João Mario. He remains. He was there in the round of 16, ever present this season. Been one of Benfica's best players in this Champions League run, and he's so good in this fantasy game. Then Kvaratskhelia, another mainstay, so productive in this Champions League. And then Marsilia, he come in as a transfer for me. Jude Bellingham come out. Obviously, Dortmund were knocked out in the previous round. I didn't have any Bayern Munich coverage. They got Man City away. I just thought you've got to get him in there, because when Bayern score, he is usually involved. And then I put De Bruyne in. He's really found his form. Was really good in the second leg against Leipzig in the round of 16. So De Bruyne's come in for Mahrez, which is a bit of a sideways move. But you never know what Pep's going to do in that front 3. And I know Mahrez is very good in the UCL. But De Bruyne's just hit that form, and he's got that connection going on with Haaland at the moment. So that's my midfield 4. Let's go to my defence. Grimaldo, he stays in there from the last legs from Benfica. Inter at home for Benfica. I'm expecting that to be quite a low-scoring game. Hopefully a sort of a 0-0, 1-0 Benfica type of game. And they've got Ruben Diaz. He stays in there from the last round. No need to transfer him out. Di Lorenzo and Kim Jai from Napoli. But like I mentioned before, Napoli lost 4-0 at home to Milan only a couple of weeks ago. And they play them away first. So, yeah, very interesting tie this. Two Italian teams against each other. But I just couldn't move them on. Di Lorenzo, one of the top scoring defender in the game this season, couldn't remove him. And then Kim Jai, Napoli have been so good in this tournament. It just wouldn't have been right to transfer out their players in a game that, you should still expect them to win, despite them losing, quite heavily a few weeks ago to Milan. And then in goal, number one for now is Vlacha Dimos against Inter Milan. He's got to be in there. He plays on night one. So he remains in goal. He was there last time. So let's go to my bench. So I've got Courtois, again, another mainstay. He stays in there with that Chelsea home game, can easily rotate in on night two for Vlacha Dimos. Then I've got Karim Benzema. He's been transferred in. He come in for Harry Kane for me. So Benzema is there against Chelsea. He can sub on the second night. Vinicius Jr., he's been in my team all the way throughout these knockouts, even in most of the group stages. And I bring another Benfica defender in there. I bring Bar in. He's been one of the best defenders, highest point scorers so far. And I just wanted to get some coverage from that side of the draw in that Benfica Inter game, because I just wanted to get that little bit of coverage. So I think Benfica, they're into a very, very strong side, and they've got the pedigree in Europe, as have Benfica, rich history. But Benfica just have something about them, I think, at the moment, similar to Napoli, where I got a feeling they could be the two that meet each other in the next round. And with this home game, I wanted that extra Benfica defender, because I was saying before, I think that could be a 1-0, 0-0 type of game. So there we go on screen. That is my full squad for now. Like I mentioned, only 4 transfers. KDB in, Massilia in, Benzema in, and Bar from Benfica in. 3 of those come in and replaced players that were knocked out. The 4th one, which was De Bruyne, was a sideways move from Mahrez. So I'm not against sideways moves. I think if you've got the opportunity to make them, please look at doing it, because De Bruyne is on such good form. Don't be scared to do a Mahrez, for a De Bruyne, and make a sideways move like that, because I think it can pay off. But let's go through the fixtures quickly. So on the first night, we've got Manchester City against Bayern Munich. Massive, massive game. I've only got one player for buying coverage. Obviously, I've backed Man City quite a bit on this one in the home game. These games can go either way when it's 2 really strong teams. So in my opinion, I like to just back one team rather than kind of having a mixed bag of both. Then we've got Benfica versus Inter Milan. Huge game. I'd already had a lot of Benfica players from the prior rounds. I'm backing them again. Obviously, if they go out and Man City go out, I will be in quite a bit of trouble without a chip. But we'll see what happens there. And then night 2, Milan versus Napoli at the San Siro. Again, I've not backed any Milan players. I've already bulked up on plenty of Napoli players from the prior stages, so they all stay in there. And I think 4, it's quite a heavy amount, but I'm going to keep those players. They've done well for me so far in the game this season. And then Madrid versus Chelsea, huge game. No Chelsea players for me. Just not seeing the value in any of their forward players. Defensively, okay, you've got Reece James and Chilwell, very, very strong. And Chelsea have great pedigree in Europe. Did knock Real Madrid out a couple of seasons ago when they won it. But Madrid are Madrid in Europe this year. Home leg first. Have to have Vinicius, have to have Benzema. I've got to back them in there. And as I said before, I've only used 4 of the 5 transfers. I'm waiting to see if we get any more Osimhen news, because Osimhen is carrying a niggle. So keep that transfer, in my opinion, just in case, because you can bring the likes of Leao in, Andre Silva. There's plenty of good options if you need to swap out Osimhen. So let's go to captains. So we'll go through my captain thoughts from night 1 to night 2. Just add me back into the stream. I just quickly took myself out of the stream. Here I am. So let's do it. So night 1, my captain thoughts, it's got to be the man, the Norwegian alien, Erling Haaland. He's got to be the captain for night 1. Everything he touches turns to gold. 5 goals in the in the previous round of 16 against Leipzig. He is my favourite captain option for night 1. And then night 2, again, the current Mr. Champions League, Karim Benzema, has to be there as the captain for night 2. Look, there's alternative options: João Mario, Kevin De Bruyne, Vinicius Jr. But for me, I think Haaland, Benzema will be the most popular rotation options for captains this week. But look, let's leave it there for now. Any questions, please get them in the comments. I can help anyone up all the way up until deadline with any transfer problems, formation problems, captain issues. Like this video, subscribe to the channel if you're new here as well. Yeah, and like I just said before, any problems, get them in the comments. I'm FPLMattDay. I'll see you all in the next one, and let me know your thoughts in the comments on my final team selection and my transfers. Give it a rate out of 10. And I'll be sure to reply to you. Bye for now.